Ladies and gentlemen, Caravan fans, welcome back to Barton Stadium for today's matchup between the Panthers of Washington High School and your Mount Carmel Caravan. My name is Rocco Lopez, alongside the booth with TJ Kolke. Second time up here. TJ, how are we feeling about today's match?
Oh, we're feeling great. You know, these guys, they come what? They're like 2.5 hours away.
2.5 hours about.
Their legs are tired. They're stiff. And I think the Caravan are ready to just bring down the hammer.
They arrived just about 30 minutes ago, so I'm excited to see, how loose they got during warm-ups. And, fans from Washington, we'd like to welcome you up to Chicago. Welcome here. Welcome to us. We hope you enjoy us listening. We got about 38 seconds of the anthem. No pregame show today. This was kind of a last-minute idea for me. We got about 30 seconds. I will see you back here in 30 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Barton Stadium. Please rise, remove your headwear, and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Tonight, your Caravan take on the Washington Panthers. And now for the starting lineups. For the Panthers, number 4, Liam Nussbaum. Number 6, Miles Maloney. Number 7, Chas Kruger. Number 10, Daniel Gorman. Number 24, William Freeman. Number 27, Hayden Sheets. Number 28, Carter Quinn. Number 29, Aiden Martinez. And number 33, Deshelle Turk. And now the starting lineup for your Caravan. Number 1 at attack, Ryland Supergessi. Number 2 at midfield, Sean McHugh. Number 5 at defense, Garrett Mann. Number 6 at midfield, David Rosner. Number 7 at defense, Peter Cruz. Number 9 at goalie, Wyatt Hubbard. Number 11 at attack, Zach Tangleson. Number 15 at midfield, Jake Cozy. Number 24 at attack, Landon Slowecki. And number 27 at defense, Xander Gorman.
Ladies and gentlemen, Caravan fans, welcome back to Barton Stadium for the first matchup of the month of May here. TJ, NHS ceremonies introductions just ended. How do you feel?
Feel great. Got a nice little pep talk or boost to my ego, I guess. So I feel good right now.
That's a good way to say. Caravan started off the game bad, losing the faceoff. That's number 19, Adam Sandfar from Washington. Gives it over to number 10, Daniel Gorman. Gorman can't pick up the ball. Scoop by the LSM. Goes over and back. McHugh playing heavy defense on him. A legal procedure on Washington. It's going to be Mount Carmel's ball.
Yeah, it's going to be big for Mount Carmel. You know, don't make the small mistakes they like to make early in the game. They tend to gain strength as the game goes on. And they need to start off strong, not make these mistakes, especially against a team that has that's coming from a long drive, and they're going to be pretty stiff.
Yeah, Gorman comes up the middle, over the 30, gets into the box. He's got Tangleson wide open. Tangleson's got number 24, Landon Slowecki, who's starting on attack this game for us. That's Tangleson down low, gives it over to Slowecki at X. Slowecki moving around. Tangleson switches. He's got Rowland wide open. They just call yellow, want to slow everything down. Rosner comes down. So does Vinny Ciosi, committed to Concord University of Wisconsin. Excited to see what he can do. They're also playing hockey. Rosner at the 25. Defense by Wash. He's got a short stick. Rosner loves this pull-down shot right here. So if he gets in, I wouldn't be surprised if he just pulls down and rips it.
They're looking to create space in, the slot right now, right in front of the net. Just get momentum downhill, and that leads to good opportunities.
Tangleson low at X. He's got a wide open Rosner and Rylan up top. Gives it over to Rosner. Rosner's got some space to work with below the net. 10 minutes, 20 seconds. Rosner moves around the net. That looked like it went in, but I guess not. Good shot from David Rosner. Looked like it rang off both of the posts. Coach Stu visibly not happy. Neither is Coach Kelly. Good clear from the Panthers, getting it over the 45. Moving in, that's number 27, Hayden Sheets, senior from Washington. Defense by Gorman, swim move. Gorman retreats, covers back, though. Washington shoots it just right over the net. That was number 7, Chase Kruger, sophomore from Pekin High School. So, TJ, Washington is one of these teams where not all these kids go here. Some of these kids are from Pekin. Some of these kids are from East Peoria, German Township Hills. Sounds like I'm speaking French right now. Never heard of any of these schools.
Yeah, it's a lot of way for some of the hockey teams who play, too. It's like just a big conglomerate of some suburban schools. You see that it's more common than you think, especially for sports like lacrosse and hockey, where they're less popular.
Yeah, for sure, especially in the city like Chicago or a state like Illinois, where we're not in like Maryland or one of those big lacrosse states.
Exactly, yeah. But it's coming up. I'd say lacrosse is one of the fastest growing sports in this state right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's one of it is the fastest growing sport in the world. Which is pretty neat.
That is crazy. You know, you see a lot more opportunities for a lot more kids. You know, usually equipment is expensive, but it's becoming more affordable for a lot more kids, and that's leading to more growth.
Good scoop from Garrett. Shovels it over Cozy, going to Alabama to play club lacrosse. Excited to see how he does there. Cozy getting a touch in the box. Low to Tangleson. Tangleson's got Super Gussie wide open at X. Switch pass. Cunningham comes on. So does Clark. Last game we did, it was his birthday.
Yeah. Tommy Cunningham off the bench is a great play because he has the ability to make an immediate impact on the field and create just havoc.
Yeah, me and Tommy went and got Chipotle before this game, talked a little bit about this game. You know, they're excited coming back last year, especially from a loss, going down there, losing 10-7. You never really like to see that, especially on that long drive. As Tracy comes in for the Caravan, shot from Super Gussie, goal, Mount Carmel. 4 minutes, 30 seconds into the game, Ryland Super Gussie nets his first goal of the game.
Caravan goal number 1, Ryland Super Gussie.
Little baseball update for you fans. Mount Carmel at Providence. This game was rescheduled for May 1st. Going into the 9th inning here in extra innings. Mount Carmel 6, Providence 6. This is also a game in the Do It Stevie's Way tournament. So hoping we can come out with a win in this game.
Yeah, that's two great teams right there. Mount Carmel just
came
off a series win against DePaul, a top 25 team in the state.
Yeah,
they're looking hotter than ever right now.
Series sweep, 2-loss, 3-2 in the CCL Blue. Play St. Lawrence tomorrow. Fans, baseball broadcast is coming up next Monday, May 12th against Brother Rice. Just got the technology to make it happen, so we're excited for that one. Rosner wanted that pull-down shot. Shots from the left.
Good save.
Good save from Washington.
Yeah, no, the baseball team, I think if they get hot at the right time, they have the ability to make a run like they did last year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, they got hot just at the right time last year.
They did.
Cruz gives it low to Mann. Mann's got Gorman behind him. Won't use it. Now he will. Gives it over to Gorman. Gorman wants to move up. Finds Rosner. New man on the field. Gets a touch in the box. Got a man behind him. Gives it over to Slowecki. Slowecki can't scoop it. Misses it out of bounds. Stays in from Landon. Good play. I guess not. Ref's going to call it out of bounds on Landon. Pretty cold night out here. Fans, we're excited to have you joining us here from our warm press box.
And you just decided to open the window.
Yeah,
What was
well, I
that
had
all
to see
about?
I had to see the temperature outside, but you know I have shorts on right now. Kind of regretting that.
Yeah, that's an interesting play for sure.
But it's warm up here. That's all that matters. Panthers moving it low. They're at the 20. Yellow call. One of Washington's coach also has shorts on, so he's not that cold, I guess.
Yeah, all the Washington players also have shorts on. What's your
Well, I
you
mean that's
trying to
their
get at?
uniform. Moving
mean-
it low. Good defense from Garrett, another NHS inductee.
Yeah,
I-
he is. He's a surprisingly smart guy.
I don't believe he was there today, though.
No, he was not. He was getting ready for the game. You know who was there?
Who was there?
Adam Stanislawski.
Great play. Is he back on the bench? Yeah, I see him right there.
He's another really smart kid.
Made it back. His brother AJ is very smart as well.
He's playing baseball at IIT,
Playing
right?
baseball at IIT. Dagler on the field as defensive midfielder. Also Herring, as well as McHugh as a long stick. Panthers moving it up high. Playing a little bit of give and go. Trying to wait for their perfect time to attack. McHugh punches out kind of far, gets burned, retreats back. Good defense from Sean. Shot on the other side of the net, won't go. Good save from Wyatt.
That's the second time where the Mount Carmel defense has gotten burnt within pretty close quarters.
Mhm, and
Wyatt
it's-
making 2 great saves.
It's been that same spin move every time that's killed us, and, you know, want to see what we can adjust to in that, especially Coach Kelly being a defensive guy. That was a suicide pass. Good job by Brendan avoiding that hit. Throws it over Zach's head. Ball out on Mount Carmel. TJ, I'm intrigued on this game changer right now. Nothing yet. Enzo Infelice comes in for Providence to pitch.
He's a great player.
He really is a great player. Not the best pitcher, though. Anthony Chavez took him yard out of the stadium.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, where's he going? He's a catcher mainly, right? Where's he?
Catcher, third base, committed to Cincinnati.
Yeah, no, I remember back my freshman
Back in
year.
your glory days of baseball.
Yeah, back when you could say I was decent at baseball. He was
Debatable.
one of the top names in the country. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. He has always been a very good player. He drove in the game-winning RBI last year to beat us in the Super Sectionals. Ball goes out on Washington. Herring on the chase is going to get it from Mount Carmel. Joey Ireland gets a single off Infelice.
You commentating baseball or lacrosse?
I don't know.
kid?
We're doing a little bit of both here. This is why I love Game Changer.
Pull up like an NHL playoff game too.
Or like what's his name did on Miami and New England. Who was it? Kevin Harlan commentated both games at one time. Do you remember that?
Me? No.
No. Shot from Dagler off the post. Good scoop from Landon. Gives it low to Ryland. 4 minutes, 50 seconds remain in this game. Just over halfway through the second quarter.
Landon is another dangerous player that's got the potential to make a lot of good plays.
Oh,
Especially as a younger guy. He's got a ton of time to grow into those shoes of filling in a senior spot like Zach Tangleson has.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see what we can see out of him next year with no Zach. Flag down for the Panthers. Caravan are going to be on the power play. Till we get it back. Cunningham gets a touch of the 30. Goes in, makes a move on Washington. Shot from the 20, won't go. Is that a shot or a pass? I don't know. Sticked up by Washington's goalie, and it's going to be a push called on Washington's number 27. That's Hayden Sheets, a senior. His first of the game, team's first. Just over 6 minutes have passed. Single from Brady Holland to the pitcher knocks Joey Ireland to third base. Brady's on first, his first hit of the game.
Ooh, Mario. Mario's a big hitter.
Mario
My
is a
guy.
big hitter. Mario Molina, as Coach Hurry likes to call him.
Yeah, my guy Mario. He's a dog. back
Another
there.
NHS inductee.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it says
and Brady.
was he-
Brady
was-
too.
was-
Brady too.
Brady too. Was Mario there today?
No.
No, because it says he's 0 for 0, so he must be a pinch hitter.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be able to get to
Providence, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
Maybe no traffic. What, you guys got out 30 minutes ago? Back on
Uh,
offense. Pull down shot from Rosner. Good save from Washington. Tipped in by Slowacki, but won't go. Ryland on the chase. Caravan ball. We really should keep track of these penalties, shouldn't we?
Might be a good idea.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. It's going to be a shot from Ryland. Over the goalie's head. Chased out by Tangleson. Tangleson, another sneaky fast guy.
Oh, yeah, same thing in hockey. He has the potential. Once he gets the puck and
he's
gets a head full of steam, oh, yeah, he's getting through everybody. No one can catch up to him.
Rowling low on X. Penalty releases evened out now. Cozy up at the 27. That's Zach Tangleson moving it low.
He's playing hockey at Butler next year. Big step for him. He's got a lot of potential.
For sure. What is that? I think it's Club ACHA.
Something like that, yeah.
Another Mount Carmel alum plays at Butler. I can't think of his name, though.
I know exactly what you're talking about, yeah.
I think he graduated our 8th grade year.
Could be.
But don't really know for sure. Cozy moving it low, gives it over to Rowland at the soccer lines. Rowland's got Rosler wide open up top. See if he chooses to use it. Shot from Rowland from the top of the 10. Won't go. Chased out by the Caravan. Mario bunts. Moves up Brady to second. Joey at third. Poncho up to back. 1-1 count. As Cozy moves it lower on the X. Gets it. Crease turns around. Gives it up to Landon over to Rosner. Rosner at the 27. Tangleson now back. I want to see if he goes back to Ryland. I want to see if we're just going to start this whole thing over again. No, him and Ryland are going to switch. Tangleson to X. Ride open Rosner. He won't use him. Chooses to turn around the crease. Right open Ryland. Shot from Ryland. Goal! Mount Carmel. 2 minutes 25 remain. 2-0 Mount Carmel.
Caravan goal, number 1, Ryland Supergessi, assisted by number 11, Zach Tangleson.
Great play for Mount Carmel. Just, Rosner on the distraction pulls them up to him up top. Just leaves Ryland wide open at the crease, and you can never do that with anybody.
Yeah, Mount Carmel does a great job controlling the X, and once they control the X, they can do a ton of off-ball movement, creating confusion and eventually leading to danger.
Yeah, face-off one from Rosner, gives it to Tangleson for a touch in the box. It looks like who was up to bat? Looks like Poncho might have struck out. Hayden Layson up to bat. He's 3 for 3 this game.
Yeah, I was at the DePaul game at DePaul up on the north side, and
that was a fun one. Very cold that day too.
He broke his bat. He broke an aluminum bat.
First time I've ever seen that happen, to be honest. Take strike one looking.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you were there too. Yeah.
As Tracy comes on, moving it over. Him and Rowland collect together. Tracy moving back. Got a man on him. Decides to take a shot. Chased by Mount Carmel. And, I want to see the stats for this game on who's on offense more, because I think Washington might only have a minute or two on offense, and Mount Carmel at least has 8 or 9.
They've really only had those 2 high-danger chances, and pretty much everything other than that has been all Caravan.
Yeah, stomped out by Wyatt. Layson's in an 0-1 count. 2 outs remain. Enzo and Fleece on the mound.
2 outs remain? You mean there are 2 outs?
2 outs in the game, Cozy moves it low. Gives it up to Tracy, who's wide open. Shot from Joey Tracy, won't go. Chased by the Caravan, or chased by the Panthers. Apologize. As Hayden takes strike 2 swinging down at Providence.
Tracy had a ton of room right there, and he just unloads a really hard shot. Unfortunately, he just goes a bit wide.
Yeah, another football guy who I love to see get incorporated in lacrosse. I know they're starting to love it. Hayden fouls off 0-2 count. That was Sean McHugh, tips it over into Landon's stick. Landon runs through 2 guys, soccer kicks it to himself in the box. Scoops it up at the 20, just tries to recuperate himself. As Hayden takes a ball, 1-2 count from Providence. Cunningham cuts in over the corner. Gives it a low spin, moves around, got Landon wide open, shot tipped through the middle. Recovered by the Panthers. Tommy Sheen, you cannot get in the way of a man that big. You are not that tall. Hayden strikes out. 6-6, bottom of the 9th coming up from Providence. So, that sucked. That's the second time in this game that they've left men on base. And the extras, Kind of a weak shot there from Rouser. Won't go from the 23.
It's against a team like Providence, you need to capitalize.
Oh, yeah, for sure. On any opportunity that you can.
Yeah.
Panthers moving low, man wide open in the middle. Gorman behind him. Good chase from Xander. Yard sails him. As time expires, the score, Caravan 2, Panthers 0. We will see you back here in 2 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after some technical difficulties. Caravan moving it down low. That's Tangleson. Only 10 seconds surpassed, so we were figuring it out.
Yeah. Got to take a little downtime here and there.
Infelice with the leadoff single for the Celtics. Colin Adams on the mound. Colin Adams is a real utility guy.
He really is.
I mean, he's everywhere. He can hit, he can field, he can pitch. He can do it all.
Chill out there, but yeah, we get it.
That's Cozy. Giving it over to Tangleson. Ryland cuts across the middle. Good save from the Panthers goalie right there.
The Tangleson-Ryland Supergassy connection has been in full effect
for
today.
sure. Panthers curl it over. Give it to number 7. Shot won't go. Caravan on the chase. Adams throws strike 1. As Cruz comes across guarding a Panther. Makes him go to his right. Gives it back up to number 8 at the top, guarded by McHugh. Cuts in and makes McHugh miss again. That's the third time this game that they've had that spin move, as Cozy just defends that spin move again. I mean, and he's just bullying his man right now.
Yeah, that's just a football guy getting physical, right? Getting close, taking away that personal space. So you have a lot less time to make a move, and you're just kind of stuck there.
Especially with a guy like that.
Yeah.
Adams throws ball 2. 2-1 count from Providence.
I think Cozy's saying a few words up in that guy's face right now.
Oh, for sure. If only we had a hot mic on him.
It's probably like, you smell really nice right now.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Cruz punching out on his defender. Gets just dodged again. Good hit from Cozy.
Cozy's just all over the place.
Yeah,
right
Cozy
now.
really is. Number 4 is pretty shaken up.
There's Xander getting physical, too.
Yeah, Xander is also a very physical guy going to Bellarmine to play lacrosse.
It's a Division I school right there.
Yeah, it is a Division I school. First Division I lacrosse player since Billy McHugh going to LIU.
Yeah.
As Adams gets the ball put in the field, fly out to Hayden Layson over in center. Man stays on first. 1 out for the Caravan. Or 1 out for the Celtics, I mean. This is a late game. I hope Providence has lights. You ever played there?
Not at that field. I played at the other field, though.
I wonder, do they have lights there?
I could only assume so.
Yeah, a big powerhouse program in baseball like that. Good hit from Cruz. Number 28, Carter Quinn, slips right through it. Panthers over to Lutz, number 8, Reese.
This is by far the most amount of possession the Panthers have had all game. And they still really haven't gotten too many chances with this.
Reese back to Maloney. Maloney up to Quinn. Quinn gives it over to Gorman. Gorman guarded by man. Never said that before. Gorman over to Cozy. Switches to our Xander Gorman. Xander Gorman just lays him out.
This is looking like the DePaul basketball team right here.
I mean, for real. 2-0 count at Providence as a timeout is called by the Panthers, and we will see you back here in 1 minute. Timeout's still going, but, we still got some action for Providence. Colin Adams in a full count, 1 out, man at first. Waiting for game changer to load. I mean, I just wish they had a stream over there.
Well, yeah, when they come back here,
They already came here.
You're gonna be right there.
Yeah,
I
they
mean,
already
when
came here.
Mount Carmel comes back here, you're gonna be on that.
Yeah, I will be on that. We will be here 5 days from today.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine a mound meeting is going on right now, Providence, because Game Changer isn't loading, or Aiden McGovern is lacking. One of the two.
No, I think Hurry's saying something to Colin right now.
For sure.
It's probably like big pitch right here. It's just throw him a ground ball. Probably something low in the zone. Maybe like a curveball changeup.
Yeah,
Get him.
I'd want something that either is a strikeout pitch or something that can get him to ground to do a double. Flies out to Holland, takes fielder's choice. Out at second, 2 outs. Connor Eggert takes strike one looking. Oh, here we go. Game Changers got back on track.
Oh, it's probably McGovern then.
Yeah, it probably was McGovern. It's okay, Aiden. We love you.
Oh, you should probably pay attention to the lacrosse game.
Yeah, we're back on the field now. That's number 10, Gorman, guarded by Mann. Switches over to Cozy. Switches over to our Gorman, who just, for the second time in the same play, that doesn't work. And Xander Gorman gets a flag called on him. He is visibly upset. Coach Stu is visibly upset. The entire coaching staff is visibly upset because I can only imagine what was said. As at Providence, ninth inning ends, 6-6 game. Going to the 10th inning.
Can't stay on subject here. You're interrupting yourself mid-sentence. That's kind of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen hits too much cleaner than that right there. Sometimes the ref just kind of needs to throw a flag because the guy gets hit so hard that
Goes down.
it just kind of looks bad if you don't, even though it's a completely clean hit.
Yeah.
I remember one time in hockey I did that to a kid and I got called even though it's beautiful. It was a beautiful hit.
Yeah, I remember Connor McClellan did that.
I also remember when Connor McClellan did something that wasn't so clean.
Yeah, maybe we're talking about the same thing. But, never know. As Mann presses his man outside of the box over to 30, moves it low to number 4. That's Liam Nosselbaum, a senior. Guarded by Cruz. Turns around, makes Cruz miss. Coma slide from Ethan. Picked up by number 8. Good shot block from Garrett, and I know that hurt. Those rubber balls hurt. Possession on Mount Carmel. They're going to say it's going to be a flag. Flag's already down. Flag on Gorman. Urban comes in. Okay.
Urban.
So trying to figure out what's going on with that penalty. Coach Stu and Urban and Xander having a little chat right now. Probably not some positive words being said, but you never know.
Looks like they're discussing
What Xander can do.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty heated over there right now. I haven't been here for too many games.
Second, right?
Yeah, no.
Second time up here.
How's Urban looking this season? I haven't.
Urban has been doing pretty good as Panthers get on the board 6 minutes into the second quarter. I apologize.
And yeah, that was just a good shot right there. Set up a good play on the man advantage. Sometimes you just can't play every man, and that's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting to see how the Caravan bounce back here.
Yeah, for sure. A 2-goal lead isn't that much, but then getting cut to a 1-goal lead is even less. So, want to see what Coach Kelly can make happen here on offense. As Gorman checks back in.
First quarter was all Mount Carmel. This quarter has been all
Washington.
Yeah. Thanks for picking me up there.
Yeah, of course. As Hayden takes ball 1 looking. Top of the 10th. Eddie Ulster comes in the pitch. Takes strike 1 looking.
They must have tried to do like a squeeze or something then if Hayden's back up, because didn't he end the inning too?
Yeah, I think he did. I don't know how the ending ended, though, to be honest.
They probably tried to pull a squeeze or that too.
But we had 2 men on second and third.
Yeah, exactly. The squeezes.
No, not really.
So
when we steal home?
It's when you steal home and Hayden just tries to lay down the ball any way he can.
Oh.
Like he shows bunts as late as possible, and you're basically just trying to make contact or else the guy's out.
Oh. Top of the 10th. Hayden in a 2-2 count. No outs from Providence. As Slowacki's down low, just taking it slow at X over to Cozy. Cozy gives it over to, that's Tommy Cunningham. Cunningham over to Tangleson. Tangleson back to Cunningham. Over to Ryland. As Hayden pops out to the pitch, grounds out to the pitcher. Shot from Cozy. Score.
No. Slovakia.
Landon. That was Landon.
Yeah.
Mount Carmel 3. Washington 1. And the Caravan have a 2-goal lead once again. You know, as you said, that it was Washington's quarter. Now it's looking like it could be Mount Carmel's quarter.
Yeah, it's going to be big, 5 minutes left in the half. Carrying momentum into halftime would be massive. And that plays a huge effect to who comes out in the third quarter hot.
Oh, yeah, for sure, from either team. Moving it over. Shot from Rosner. Pull down shot. He loves that shot right there. TJ McQuillan in a 1-2 count at Providence. Or a 2-1 count, I apologize, at Providence. 1 out. That's Super Gessie. Up to Cozy. Cozy's got COC. He makes some space. Zach backs up. Wants to see what can happen. Sends Landon as a cutter.
Haven't seen Vinny out too much this half, and he can make a big impact on the field too. I know I like to use that a lot, but we just got a team full of guys who can be a spark plug when they need to be. He's also got great chemistry with Zach. They've played hockey together for 3 years, and they've played lacrosse together for the past 2.
Tangleson comes in. Hook shot gets laid out. Down in pain. He's back up okay, though. Tracy making good timing on this chase. He's about a yard behind his man. Cuts back. Makes a miss. Loses the ball. And Tracy's going to hear that on the bench. They're loving it. Chavez gets on base as 2 outs from Providence. Colin Adams, the pitcher, up to bat.
Zach's coming off right now. He looks kind of hurt, grabbing that right side.
Yeah, Tommy Sheehan is going to come in as our new attackman. Cunningham over to Sheehan. Back to Cunningham. Cozy comes on. So does Rosner. Colin Adams flies out to center field as that will take us to the bottom of the 10th inning at Providence. Cozy moving in from the 15 shot. Off of the goalie's foot, it appeared. I mean, that ball probably went 30 feet in the air.
The Caravan wouldn't be in bad shape pulling something like a DePaul offense. Just trying to hold the ball, take care of it. Maybe
for the last 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, not give up any dumb turnovers and just try to hold on to the ball until halftime. That would suit them well.
Looks like it's going to be something on Mount Carmel as the Panthers move it low to their goalie. He runs up. Foster on as the LSM. Good wrap check from Landon. Cozy not trying to miss. Beats Foster. Herring retreats. Moving it low. That's number 8. Declan Reese. Deegan Reese. 6.
Wait.
No, that is number 6. Back over to Maloney, who has been their best player of this game. Maloney now gives it low to Reese. Back to Maloney. As Gorman scoops it just before it ends. Before it goes over. Punishing slap checks from Garrett, moving it low. Good save from Wyatt. Didn't even know he saved it.
But that's another time that the Caravan defensemen have been getting beat. And they need to do a better job of that, addressing it in halftime. A lot of things to work on for the Caravan. I think they can open this one up, though.
And we are offsides as Pete steps over and Cozy steps over at the same time. So still in the middle of the 10th inning from Providence. And, I wonder if the sun's starting to set down over there in New Lenox and they don't have lights on their field.
Well, I mean, you can see, the sun is kind of still up, kind of setting right here. So it's probably a similar situation.
Well, they're also 40 miles away, so.
Doesn't really make
Oh, no, here we go. We're back. Sammy Atkinson at the plate. Colin Adams pitching. As Adams throws ball 1 here at Carmel. Panthers are moving it on the attack. Good defense from Sean McHugh, just trying to push his man outside. Looks like he almost did that. And, there's another spin move that we just get beat on. Wow, Sean McHugh just laid a body. Sean McHugh just put someone on the ground. Oh, my God.
Now he's coming up.
Caught up the attack. Panthers scoop it back up. 3-0 count at Providence. Herring moving it low. Or no, I apologize. We aren't even on offense. Minute 20 remain in the half. And, the Panthers just calling yellow. That's number 8, Reese. As from Providence, Atkinson gets on base and with walk. Minute remains here at Carmel. Herring giving it low. Good hit from Xander. Good, even better save from Wyatt as clock winds down to under a minute.
Wyatt has had an outstanding game so
Wyatt
far.
has had a fantastic game.
Picking up a lot of slack right now. This is great to see out of him.
Cozy moves it over. Gives it to Sheehan. Sheehan down to Super Gussie at X. Ryland checks the clock. Knows he's got 34 to shoot. Just kind of taking it slow. Clock goes under 30. Gives it over to Vinny. Vinny wants a shot. He won't take it. Retreats, gives it back to Super Gussie. 18 seconds remain. Bounce shot from Ryland. Tips off a man on Washington, and the Panthers pick it up. Clock goes under 10. Panthers almost go out. They've got 8 seconds to go 40 yards here. This kid doesn't have the fastest 40 time, I can tell.
Kind of like yours.
Yeah, mine is not the best. And the clock will wind down here at Mount Carmel. Over at Providence, man on base. No count. So wonder what's going on there. Well, sacrifice bunted back to the pitcher.
Rocco, who you got in a race? You or Bone Crusher?
Oh, me for sure.
You think so?
Actually, no. I don't even know, to be honest.
What if there's like a Big Mac?
Fans, be sure to check out The Merchant, Mount Carmel's very own satirical publication. Read Volume 3, Episode 6, which will be the seniors' last publication of The Merchant. We want to thank them for everything they've done for that club and, just everything they've done for Mount Carmel in general, up here in the broadcasting booth, down there on the field. They really did leave their mark, as I want to say.
Yeah, no, I think Leonard and Christos Demas, two of those guys, if they had an award for the Man of Carmel award, it'd be between them two for sure.
And they lived together. Chris offered Leonard is military family, moved in with Chris after the freshman year, and just became friends. Now they live together.
And now they're both going to Notre Dame
Both
together.
going to Notre Dame, both on an ROTC scholarship, I might add as well.
That is impressive.
Yeah. And we got about 8 minutes remaining at Carmel, so we will see you in 8 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Caravan fans, welcome back after that short halftime to only 12 minutes. TJ, possession time this game is pretty uneven. Mount Carmel has 18 minutes to Washington 6, but Washington still has a goal out of it and started off that second half pretty hot. What do we have to do to start this game off better?
Really, it's just making sure our defense keeps their guys on the outside. They need to do a better job commanding the inside, not letting them break in close, not letting them get shots close to the crease. And also what they need to do is just take care of the ball on offense. They're up 2 goals. They don't need to pull any heroic things. All they need to do is play nice, controlled lacrosse.
Yeah, as we're going to go out on the field. Panthers start off hot on the face-off. I apologize, our screen's black. We're working on that.
Allen comes into the crease.
We are back up. TJ, great job.
I don't even know if anyone heard me there.
Oh, no, they did. Don't worry.
There we go.
Scoreboard's back on. 10-second delay, but it's fine. All right, I apologize. No, it wasn't 10 seconds. I just read the wrong number.
Big advantage for the Caravan right now has been their ability to get...
Good?
Can you hear?
Sorry. Some technical difficulties today. Good scoop from Zach. Shot just sails over the net. Caravan on the chase. That was Landon Slowicki.
A big advantage for the Caravan this game has been their ability to get the chase. They have probably outchased Washington this game in their offensive zone, which is big.
I don't think Washington has won any chases this game.
I think they have like 1 or 2, but yeah, for sure Mount Carmel has the advantage.
Yeah, an update from Providence as the Caravan do lose. Final score 7-6 in 10 innings. Sean McHugh almost caught another body. Garrett playing some aggressive defense. Man almost makes Herring fall. Stays on his feet. For the Panthers, that's number 10, Daniel Gorman. Gorman gives it over to Maloney. You know, once again, that is their guy. That's been their guy this game, and it's going to continue to be their guy the rest of the season. I think we figured out our technical difficulties. Me and TJ are wearing each other's headsets, but it's whatever. We'll switch in a second.
It's not that important now, honestly. We just need to know.
No, yeah, we're back, though, for sure.
Yeah, no, we are.
Panthers moving it down low, makes Gorman miss. But, I mean, he had Gorman beat, and then he just retreated. And you got to think, was that the smart play? Because here comes Xander with that physical defense. And the bench is loving it. Coach Stu's loving it. The whole team is loving it.
And there you go, opening the window again. It's too cold for this.
Oh, yeah, but I'd like to see. And, you know, you can hear better. You know, fans, I don't know if my mic's picking any of this stuff up from the bench, but, you know, they're loud. Penalty called on Xander yet again. And, you know, that's something that Coach Kelly told me needs to stop. Xander can't be going onto the box for a lot of the game because he's their senior captain. He's the senior Division I lacrosse player. And you just can't have that happen.
No, you cannot. You know, the Caravan are fortunate enough to have a really strong defense that can pick up the slack when Xander's off in the box. But you really don't like to see your best, arguably your best defender, go to the sidelines on a penalty.
Yeah. Getting a little gauge of our fans here. Lots of people here in attendance today. You know, a couple people at home. Shout out you guys for listening.
Think Miss Norris is watching right now?
I think Miss Norris is watching. I know Mr. Baff was watching because he just texted me. So shout out to Mr. Baffo taking his class next year. And, I wanted to mention that as the school year winds down, students, if you're watching, turn in your late work.
Yeah, Mr. Baffo was just in the play. He did a pretty solid job.
He did a great job. Shot from the Washington misses. TJ, I feel like this window kind of brought me back to life. I was feeling a little tired, feeling a little sluggish, but I'm good.
Yeah, now I'm feeling pretty cold. So if you could close it,
I have
that'd be
shorts on.
really
You don't.
nice.
You're fine. Good defense from Sean McHugh. Scooped up by Garrett. Garrett drops it, though. Back up by Sean. Ball's all over the place. Wyatt, get back in the crease. Good defense from Garrett. Garrett told me last year that he likes to play lacrosse because he likes to hit people.
Yeah, you told me that the first time I was on the broadcast.
I did.
And, yeah, no.
And, as we mentioned, Washington with their first chase today.
Yeah, there you go. He's such a nice guy, When you talk to him, he's just a good kid. You wouldn't expect him to be the violent guy he is on the lacrosse field.
Yeah, especially on the football field, too.
On special teams, that guy's a demon.
Excited to see what this next football season brings, looking to four-peat.
That'd be big. All 4 years we're at Carmel, we'd win a state championship. I don't know how many people could say that.
One other class can.
Yeah, not too many people,
Class
right?
in 1991 or 1992. Beautiful sunset we got going on here tonight. Kind of pink and purple sky. Orange, too, now that I mention it.
Yeah, just all the colors, right? Your colors there, big guy.
Look at me go. 7:15 remain in this game as Washington is just kind of moving around slowly.
I have to say, Washington's helmets do look pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, no, I love the chrome. And, I feel like if we had colors that would work with chrome, they'd look fantastic, but
I think half our guys would get too distracted by it and
Oh,
just
yeah,
start
for
looking
sure.
at their helmets instead of playing lacrosse.
brown wouldn't look too good with chrome.
Looks like Zach's having a chat with a Washington player over there. I wonder what he's saying.
I don't know. Some interesting words, maybe.
They're probably like exchanging formalities.
Yeah.
Look at Cozy go up there. He's just such a fast player. He plays with a lot of energy. I don't think he's able to stand still. I had a class with him last year, and this dude was all over the place.
Yeah, I had a couple class with him this year. He just, never could sit down.
And that translates well when you're playing lacrosse and football,
Mhm.
because you're just bouncing all over the place.
Shot from Vinny. Won't go. Off the post.
This half, the Caravan bench has really been a factor. They've been bringing a ton of energy, and I think that
Way
has
to
a
have
big
Joe
effect.
get back from Cruz coming in. Sorry if I interrupted you, but I got a little
You're
got a
good.
little excited there
You're good, bro. You're good. Don't worry about it.
as Rosner crosses, or as Tracy crosses back over. 9 minutes 50 or 5 minutes 50 remain, just over the halfway point in this third quarter. Move from Rosner. Double move, triple move, spin move, won't go. Shot from Tracy from up high, also won't go. Looked like that one onto the baseball field.
Another chase for the Caravan, it looks like. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, doing good. JV, I think JV lost their game 5-2. So, hoping Varsity can, show Washington something better than what JV showed them.
Yeah,
It's already going their way.
Yeah, I think you stopped yourself there. You were going to say something.
Yeah, I don't remember really. That wasn't really planned out in my head what I was going to say.
Just kind of going with the flow there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gives it low. That's Rosner. At the end in Caravan. Moving it over around the crease. He's got Super Guessy wide open. Chooses to use it. Him and Ryland switch.
These games always are the best, under the lights, at night. It's just a great atmosphere.
Yeah, great chase from the Caravan yet again. As the clock just turns under 5. 4 minutes, 44 seconds remain. As Tangleson moves it in. Gives it low. That's Slowecki. Landon Slowecki, sophomore, guy who's going to be a very vital role this year and will be an even bigger, even more vital role next year.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I have nothing but good things to say about that kid right
Yeah.
now.
Moving it over to Rylan. Rylan wants to shoot here. He told me, he wants to extend his point streak. Hidden ball trick.
I mean, he already has the point streak extended. He scored
Or, he wants to extend his 5-game point streak. Or 5-point streak. Shot from Rosner. What a goal from David Rosner. He didn't even know it. And hitting the gritty down there.
Yeah, no, it's not 2023 right
It's
now.
David Rosner.
Yeah, now it's not. TJ, we got a break, so should we switch headsets?
Yeah, sure, why not?
There's that good sunset that I mentioned. Danny Moody just read my mind. Just talking about that earlier. I have my headset back. TJ has his back.
I don't know if this is really weird. Wait, all right, we got it. We're back.
Why is it weird?
No, 'cause it's on you know how you like to wear yours wrong?
No, you mean how you mean I like to wear mine how I was taught by my predecessor or my what's it called? Protege? No, predecessor? No, I can't think of it. You'll tell me in a second. Once we both think of it. Washington just kind of moving it low. That's number 8.
Your mentor?
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I was muted for a little bit.
Yeah.
Mr. Baffa, how do you like that pull right there?
That was great. Yeah, that's that AP English 3 for you.
Yeah, no, Mr. Haggerty's done a great
Brendan
job this
Dagler
year.
just did a face plant into the turf. Got caught by the turf monster. Good defense by Pete. Back on Xander. Xander's not letting his man breathe no matter where he goes. But yeah, TJ, I heard AP English 3 is one of the hardest classes at Mount Carmel.
You know, it for sure is. It's just because you're expected a lot more. Mr. Haggerty expects a lot out of us, and I think we've responded to the challenge pretty well. And I'm happy he does that too, because
Shout out Mr. Haggerty if you're listening.
yeah, no, I think I've become a much better writer this year.
I might have to go outside and take a picture of the sunset. I can't even lie in about 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
It's the inner photographer in me speaking. If you want to call it that.
Shots by Rocco.
Of course. Mount Carmel 4, Washington Panthers 1. 2 minutes 30 seconds remain in this third quarter.
Yeah, this Friday, the 9th, we're doing a mass unfollowing on Shots
No,
by
we're not.
Rocco. Yes, let's try to get him back under 1,000 followers. Rocco just muted me. He doesn't like that.
No. Shout out every single one of my followers. I love you all.
You know, I hear he just buys followers from spam.
TJ's going to stay muted for another couple minutes. There we go. I trust you again. 2 minutes. Clock just strikes under 2 minutes as the Caravan lead. Peter Cruz makes his man do a somersault. Dagler just trying to get around someone, not the biggest guy in the field, but plays with a lot of heart. Caravan Media Group's finest. Panthers moving the ball up top. That's number 10, Tangleson. As Panthers get it back up top from down low, move it over the left hash, or right hash, I apologize. Cozy punching his man out all the way to the 25 from the 10-yard line.
Yeah, no, you cannot be flat-footed by Cozy, because
No.
he will punish you.
For sure. I lost the ball. I think they lost the ball too. Picked up by the Panthers as the clock is just about to tick under 1 minute. 1 minute remains in the third quarter. I always wanted to say that. I don't know why.
I wanted to do like 3 minutes left with 3-1 in the churd, but can't do that now.
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
45 remain. Panthers moving it low at X. Cruz, Pete loves to play low defense, he told me. And you can just see in his stance, whenever someone gets ready to go, he is as low to the ground as he can possibly get. He's almost in a catcher stance as he punches his man out.
Well, as they always say, low man wins, right?
Low man does win. Shot from the Panthers won't go. Chased out by Washington. I feel like that's kind of been the trend of this game. You get the ball back on the chase if it's in your zone. If it's not in your zone, then you don't really care about it because we didn't seem to hustle on that last play.
Yeah, no, but you know, you can't win them all, right? We've been
No.
winning them in the offensive zone a lot, and that's been leading to goals. So you just take what you can get at this point.
Yeah. Panthers get boxed out by Cozy. 5 remain. Cozy's going to try to hold his man up. Washington tries to make something happen with 2 left. Won't get a shot off. Even if they did, it won't go. Shot for the Panthers. Saved by Wyatt. Clock strikes 0. Fourth quarter will begin in about 2 minutes.
4. The Panthers 1.
We are back after a quick 2-minute break. The score, the Caravan 4, the Panthers 1. And you know, TJ, getting about ready. It's about time, 1 quarter left. I had fun up here tonight. No matter the outcome, it's always fun being up here. First game of May.
And yet it's still 50 degrees. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, Cozy flips a man over him as the Panthers get on the attack. 28 runs through a sandwich. That was number 28, Carter Quinn. As Quinn moves up pretty quickly, met by Gorman, outlasts his pass.
I think Gorman was holding off a little bit there. Didn't want another flag for too clean of a hit.
Never know. Cozy moves up, got 2 men on him, gives it over to Gorman. Gorman moves down past the 50, gets up somehow.
Gorman can just do it all, right? Xander, you know, he had the short stick for a little while.
Oh, yeah, against Rita. Scored a goal.
Yeah, the nice little behind the back goal.
I mean, that was beautiful.
That was gorgeous. That was a nice goal.
All right, chill.
That was a Zach Tangleson-esque goal.
That was crazy. 11 minutes remain as the Caravan start to play some DePaul basketball, as we like to call it up here. Shot from Ryland. He doesn't take it. He had a wide open shot. Gives it over to Slowecki below X. Slowecki moves around X over to Cozy. Sorry, TJ, go ahead.
No, I was just asking, like, what is DePaul good at? Like, do you know, other than basketball?
Basketball, they won football state championship.
Well, I mean, that's in, like, some obscure...
Wow, what a shot from Tommy Sheehan. Bounce shots in.
Caravan goal. Number 3, Tommy Sheehan. Assisted by number 11, Zach Tangleson.
Yeah, you know, TJ, DePaul's gotten good at a lot of things.
Yeah,
I don't really like it. I like when we're good at stuff.
I mean, we are good at stuff, though.
That's true. I mean, we did beat them in. We're 1-1 against them this year. Or no, we beat them in soccer too.
I think if we played them in football, it would be like a mercy
Oh yeah,
rule.
no, it wouldn't even be close.
Yeah, no, it'd be bad.
Yeah, they are in 4A, which isn't really the strongest conference, but everyone's going to 4A next year for basketball, so I'm excited to see how that works. Mount Carmel just hired Tracy Abrams as our assistant coach.
Yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I remember going not too long ago.
Yeah,
I think that was his 8th grade year when they retired his jersey.
His 8th grade year. They retired his jersey in 8th grade?
Our 8th grade.
Yeah, our 8th grade year. You said it was his 8th grade year.
No, I said it was ours.
No, you said it was his. Under 10 minutes to go. Mount Carmel 5, Panthers 1. That's Ryland, just waiting. Clark checks over. Cozy comes on. Or Cozy goes off for Gorman. Gorman pops back in.
This hasn't really been a high-scoring thriller. It's just been kind of like relaxed pace.
Yeah, nothing for me will ever beat the game against. Actually, we've talked about DePaul a lot today, but nothing will beat the DePaul game of this year when Ryland scored that game-winning goal with 24 seconds left.
Yeah, I was watching that game. I had the broadcast up, showing my support, and that was I was jumping for joy.
I was
that
also jumping for joy. It's always good when we can beat the bad guys.
We shouldn't even talk about them. We shouldn't even acknowledge their presence.
No, Tracy gets hit pretty hard. Ball goes out. Mount Carmel on the chase.
Yet again, I think that just goes without saying. The ball goes out of play. Mount Carmel's on the chase.
Yeah, unless we're on defense, then we don't really seem to try as much.
Yeah, but we still held them to 1 goal today.
Yeah, for sure. Ball scooped up by the Panthers, number 27, Hayden Sheets. That's a big man.
Yeah, he likes to run it up too.
Not the fastest person, but
he moves pretty well for a guy his size.
He's probably 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah, and he's carrying a really long stick too.
He is a big guy. Good shot from the Panthers. Goes in as the lead for the Caravan goes back to 3. That appeared to be number 8, Deegan Reese. Not too sure. Oh, no, that was number 10, Daniel Gorman. Apologize. His first. Team's second. First since the second quarter? Yeah, first since the second quarter.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah. Cozy taking the face off. Does he usually do that?
That's not Cozy. That's Brendan Dagor.
Oh. Oops.
Caravan Media Group's finest.
Chill.
And TJ, I'm excited. We were just talking about this earlier, but me and TJ are running for student council next year, president, vice president. TJ's going to be the president, so got some good initiatives and, got some good endorsements.
First off, we cannot overlook the competition.
Oh, no, not at all.
But, I think it's going to be, no matter who wins, it's going to be a great year next year.
Yeah.
I think we've got a lot of good things going for student council. Picking off the back of Christos.
And Marty, who were very, very good.
Marty, another kid going to Notre Dame.
Yeah. Both of our
ROTC.
Yeah.
Seems like everyone gets an ROTC scholarship from Mount Carmel. We're just make winners.
They're double teaming Ryland now over to Cunningham at the 20. Cunningham has got Tangleson wide open. He won't use it. Gives it over to Ryland. Ryland's got David Rosner wide open. Gives it low to Tangleson. 7:45 remain in this game. Caravan 5, Panthers 2. As Zach Tangleson makes his defender miss, gets the ball popped out, back on the recovery. Changes direction on his man.
Ryland's been switching up. He was lower in the first half of the game. Now he's back up top. I'm wondering if that's a strategic decision or if he's just trying to cause chaos out there.
We'll never know.
Yeah, no.
We'll never know.
We could probably ask him after the game.
Yeah, for sure. They will never. The fans will never know. Maybe we say next game.
Yeah, we could,
Or no, I do believe that this is the final game we are doing, so.
Aw.
It's been a great ride, everybody. Not the last broadcast of the spring, though, that's for sure. Very excited to see what the playoffs bring for us. Xander Gorman, Xander's trying to lay out these big hits, but they just seem to not be working this game. A couple of them worked early, and then the guy started reading his pace and reading his momentum. Yeah, TJ, it's very dark in here. Maybe I should go turn the lights on.
Nah, I kind of like it dark. You know, I was born in the dark. I'm comfortable in it.
Kind of scared of the dark. I'm just kidding. I'm 16 years old.
I'm not scared of the dark.
Don't get me copyrighted. I'll be mad. Panthers moving it low. Or high, I apologize. That's number 10, Daniel Gorman. Him and number 6, Miles Maloney. This game, they have been the answer for Washington, providing the only 2 goals.
If water comes.
I don't even want to know what you're about to say, bro.
If water comes from spring, is it spring water, or does it need to come from a spring?
I don't even. It's too late for my brain to comprehend what you just said.
I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, flag called. It's on Xander again.
Refs have it out for this guy today. Poor dude. He's done nothing wrong. Free my guy Xander.
Yeah, I mean, that's his third of the game, and he's about to get another one for talking, but he just knows to be quiet and just take his penalty.
No, I'm very good at, like, not getting the refs mad at me when I get a penalty. I'll just be like, all right, I disagree with you, but I respect your call, and I'll just go to the box.
Yeah, you know, it's great. I mean, you can't have your senior Division I defenseman in the box for 3 minutes a game, which doesn't seem like a lot, but, you know, we're not really on offense for those 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're right. Basically, you're a man down, right? So even if you do get an offensive opportunity, you're not really in the best position to generate much from that.
Yeah, you know, especially with a guy who can make the plays that Xander can on defense and then also translate that over to offense. You know, he had that pretty cool behind-the-back goal against, who was that? I believe St. Rita.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
We were just talking about that, weren't we? Plays with a short stick, plays with a long stick, plays defense, plays offense.
Just does everything.
Toss him a goalie, why don't we?
Okay.
Urban comes on. He's playing kind of high. Yeah, you know, you can't play that high as a defender, especially on man down.
Especially if you're
yeah.
a more not really a guy
You're not
meant
the
for
fast-
speed.
yeah.
Trying to find a way to say that.
Yeah. You know, Urban can lay the body, though. I saw him, you know, against Marist in hockey. Wow, that was great. That was electric. Good save from Wyatt.
You know, Urban will not tolerate any disrespect to his teammates.
Oh, yeah, no. I remember against Rita last year in JV, Tommy Cunningham had to come play goalie.
I do remember that, you know.
I mean, that was a sight to see. That game was.
Yeah.
And we almost won, too.
Yeah, with Tommy Cunningham in that. That was a great performance by him, I must say.
I mean, it was beautiful. Free Urban, though, for real.
Yeah, Urban's just looking out for his teammates.
Yeah.
Like, he's not trying to do anything to get himself in trouble. He's just trying to, like, look out for his guys.
Cozy just gets ran over, sent flying. He's not happy about that. Helmet comes off on the Washington bench, points to the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, he's going to the box
Yeah.
for that one.
For sure, and you know you can't even be mad at that because I'm fired up from that.
Huh. It doesn't look like he's going over. Maybe he avoided it.
No, I mean if he avoided it, I mean this I don't even know what adjective to use on this ref if he doesn't give Cozy a penalty for that. I saw it from this penalty box. The ref was right there.
I think you can point. I think that's fair. You know, he's got to look out for himself. I think the ref's making a good no call there.
Yeah, fans, we are going to cut to an ad right here. We will see you in about a minute.
Have you ever wanted to be funny? Have you ever struggled to be funny? Well, lots of us in Mount Carmel do. But if you want to try and be funny, even a little bit, come and join us at The Merchant. If you want to check out our work, go ahead and type in mchs.org/merchant. That'll show you the backlog of all the funny things we've ever made. At least, we think they're pretty funny. Decide for yourself.
After that little snafu, quick little 30-second merchant video.
Ooh, big word by you right there.
Yeah,
Snafu.
right? Dude, put me in AP. Put me in AP English 3.
Yeah.
You know, I'm comfortable where I am right now, sitting at just over 90% in Mr. Neverly's Excel English class, so proud of myself.
Yeah, it's big progress for you.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I had a D first trimester, and then A last trimester.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Academic comeback. You love to see that.
I turned around like I don't know. I was trying to make a sports comparison, but MJ went from good to bad, so couldn't compare myself to Michael Jordan. So I guess I'll compare myself to nobody.
You know, I think you look like him. Have you ever gotten that before?
I have a bunch.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. Yeah. Ball goes out on Pete. As the clock just winds down to below 3 minutes, 30 seconds. I mean, no one in the box for either team. So,
yeah.
I don't like to make comments with the referees, so not saying anything.
No,
but
let's avoid that. Yeah, let's just completely avoid that. You know, we
not,
don't want to get ourselves into any trouble.
No, but just not a good officiating judgment on that play, even though it's for Mount Carmel. Like to play the game fair. Good block from Pete. You know, that's got to hurt going out the back.
He can handle it. He's a tough guy.
Yeah,
He's a
he
tough
is. Going to
cookie.
Illinois Wesleyan to play lacrosse. Another committed lacrosse player. That's the third on the team.
Oh, he's in pain now.
I don't know if he's in pain or if he was just stretching. One of the two. Just under 3 minutes to go as we're at 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in the game. We want to thank all of you who are watching from home, watching from Central Illinois if you couldn't make this trip up here. Appreciate you all for tuning in today.
Yeah, you know, we like viewers no matter where they're from.
No matter where they're from.
We're very inclusive up here. We like diversity.
Yeah, you could be listening. I was told one time I had someone listening in Mexico, so.
Yeah, where was the we had someone from Florida?
Florida, Arizona, lots of shout outs usually going on this broadcast today. I had no requests for any.
Yeah. You know, it's nice to see the Caravan bench still in the game, even when they're up late in the fourth quarter. You know, they're just happy to be there. They love being around each other.
As the Panthers capitalize on an attempt from number 6, Miles Maloney, who has, you know, I said it once, I'm going to say it again, he has been the answer for the Panthers this game.
The answer? See Allen Iverson?
I guess he is.
Or is that someone else?
I don't know.
Oh. Hopefully I didn't make a bad reference. That'd make me look bad.
You know, the Knicks are up on the Celtics 2-0 right now.
Really? You know, I haven't followed basketball in a while.
In this series. I'm only following basketball because I'm going to Boston soon, and I'm hoping the Knicks stay in the playoffs so I can go see them.
If you're going to Boston, you'd want to have the
Celtics.
Celtics.
I mean, that's what I meant. You know what I meant.
You know, I was just at TD Garden not too long ago to see a Bruins game. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's got to be a great arena. Boston has some great fans.
Oh, yeah, you can say that.
Good defense from Landon as we go down below. Just 2 minutes left in this game. Timeout called by the Caravan, and we will see you in 2 minutes. Fans, Mount Carmel changes lives, and let it change yours. Come Shadow, 6410 South Dante. Become the newest member of the Caravan, the class 2029, or the class 2030, or 2030, I apologize. As time is just winding down here, I want to tell you, come Shadow Mount Carmel. You know, for all my life, I was set on going to St. Ignatius until I shadowed here and I fell in love with this school. Now I feel like I have found my people and found my place that I belong in.
Yeah, I can.
Mike's got to be on by your face.
All right.
There
pal.
you go.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I was pretty much the same way. I was also pretty set on St. Ignatius until I came here, and then I'm like, this is the place I want to be at. This is the place that's right for me, and I think I 100% made the right decision.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it is a great decision. Mount Carmel does change lives, and let it change yours. Come down to 6410 South Dante for a shadow day. Last day you can shadow is, I believe, May 14th or May 15th.
Oh, yeah. If you do want to shadow, request to shadow TJ Kolke, because if you do, then I get a free lunch.
Don't shadow TJ.
No, you definitely do. You want to see what a prestigious man of Carmel looks like? Rock, remember when we went to that Bulls game?
When we went to the Bulls, we went to a bunch of Bulls games.
The one where we got to sit courtside?
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was pretty great.
It was great. Did you just like think of that out of nowhere?
Well, I mean, we were talking about basketball.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Moves it over to Tangleson at the 20 as we're going to get back to lacrosse.
Says the kid who's talking about baseball for the entire game.
Okay, I was talking about both at the same time. Over to Cozy. Cozy gives it low. Gives it down to Ryland. Ryland's got a minute 30 to make something happen. We are up with the lead, though, so I wonder if he's going to eat these slap checks and wait it out like he does most games. Yeah, he's sticking his arm out. He's ready just to take some hits. Try to push him out, make a man miss. Somehow stays in bounds. What a play from Ryland as he just goes to the other side of the field up to the 30.
Yeah, that kid just needs to retire after that.
Yeah, gives it to Cozy. I mean, Ryland's made two men miss from his knees. That was great. Clock strikes under a minute, and there's a 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. Caravan 5, Panthers 2. Panthers 3. Looks like I can't count today. It's getting a little late.
Yeah, no, it's a little blurry too. The contacts are.
Past my bedtime. We need to clean these windows too.
Yeah.
And as we take another timeout, Mount Carmel 5, Washington 3, 34 seconds remain in the game, and we will see you in 30 seconds.
Oh my God! Oh, I thought I was never gonna get out of there. The construction makes it like a maze in there. Oh my, what happened? I was looking for my belt, but I couldn't even find it, so I just decided to just get out because I was terrified. You're crazy. Rude. Anyways, what did I miss when I was gone?
Well, thankfully, there's this satirical newspaper called The Merchant, run by a bunch of MC students, that has all the news about Mount Carmel that you'll ever need.
This is great. Shaq is trying to turn MC into Papa John's. Oh, Mr. Murphy, he's selling Carmel apple suckers and all that. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, intramural caroling? That's crazy.
No belt? The dress code.
Mr. Baffo made a guest appearance in that commercial.
Yeah, you know, he does run the Merchant, so.
Yeah, no. Takes that job very seriously. And you know what? He should. Because
Mr. Baffo. You know, the publication is just fantastic.
Yeah, they put out a good issue every single time. You know,
Are we writing next year?
You know, I'll make a few contributions, Mr. Baffo. That's not binding, but
I am taking the 21st Century Media course, so.
Yeah. I got interviewed a few times by none other than the Louis Cheney.
Yeah, I do have 2 features about myself, so.
Oh, look at you.
Look at me go. Panthers moving the ball up. And I can't see below what's happening down there, but some action is happening as the Panthers move it up over the 50 with 15 seconds left to go. Makes a man miss. Lannon looks like he's in pain. Shot from the Panthers won't go wide. Chase from Washington as 9 seconds remain. 5-3. Mount Carmel clock ticks down. 8, 7, 6, 5. Panthers missed the ball, and this game is just about over.
And this ball game is over.
1 second left on the clock.
What?
And this game is over. The final score, Mount Carmel 5 and the Washington Panthers 3. Fans, we want to thank you for joining us throughout this entire season. If this is the last time we see you up in the press box this year, could be, could not be. We want to thank you all for listening and for giving us a platform to talk on. Just for tuning into us this year. TJ, you've only been up here for 2 games, but I assume you had fun.
Oh, yeah. Lots of fun up here both times, you know. Great crew we're working with all season long.
Yeah, shout out Wyatt Knight producing, Matt Clark producing, Danny Moody burying the elements on the roof, and, you know, he's waiting to come down, but I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly. Thank you all for listening. I had fun up here. TJ had fun up here. We all had fun up here. As always, if you're here, drive home safely. If you're listening from somewhere else, drive home safely. And as always, good night, Chicago.